another video. A bit of a downer video. I don't know what to call this, but I don't know. I'll figure a title. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Fire Emblem Awakening, and I was planning to play this ever since I finished Final Fantasy Tactics because I've been kind of craving a strategy RPG, and Fire Emblem is one of those series I've tried multiple times to get into over the years, and it's just I've never been able to get into it. And I thought, you know what? I'm getting more into strategy RPGs now. Let's go back to Awakening one last time. And this is easily the most accessible game in the series. I tried to get into it when it came out. I played it with permadeath and without, and it didn't click with me. And sadly, I don't know. It just does not. This game, I don't know about Fire Emblem, man. It does not stick with me, and it's really frustrating because I can't properly explain why this series just does nothing for me. I've gotten 5 hours into this. I first started on permadeath with permadeath enabled because that's a lot of people think that's like how the game is intended to be played. And it just pissed me off. I was just losing characters constantly. The Pegasus Knight that you get, just being one-shotted by any archer character was just really annoying to me. And I would make these small mistakes, and they would get my guys killed, and I would have to restart the battle. And I know some people, will recommend playing the game and just don't worry about that. If character dies, just, progress through the mission. But then I have this fear that I'll get to a point later in the game where I just don't have enough characters to progress. And I just hate losing characters. If I lose a character, it just really pisses me off. I just have to restart that battle. And so I've gone through a few missions, just constantly losing characters, having to restart, and it was just so frustrating. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna restart on the casual mode with permadeath turned off. Made a little bit more progress, and I'm not feeling it. It's exactly what happened the last time I tried playing this game, where I started with permadeath and it was very frustrating, and then I turned it off and it just didn't stick with me, and it's so weird because I can't really explain why. And so I guess the whole point of the video is, like, is there any series that you guys have tried that people seem to love, and just for whatever reason you just can't get into the games? And I am afraid Fire Emblem is just going to be one of those series for me that people are just going to love this series. And I've seen a lot of people that got into strategy RPGs with this game, and just I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what it is about Fire Emblem that just does not gel with me. Because I've also played Path of Radiance like way back, and I couldn't get into that. I played Sacred Stones on the GBA. I couldn't get into that. Like, for one, I don't think I like the pairing up system in this. I think this is an addition with Fire Emblem Awakening, but I don't know. I kind of prefer like characters being like on their own and kind of having strengths on their own and not having to be paired up with characters to get stronger. A lot of people seem to really like that system, but I don't know if I really like that in a strategy RPG. Another thing, the weapons breaking. I know it's not a big deal to a lot of people, and they're actually changing that in the new one, Fire Emblem Fates. But the weapons breaking, I'm not crazy about. I've never been a fan of that in any RPG, so I'm certainly not a fan of it here. I think too. There's just so many characters that it's just a bit too overwhelming for me. And then I want to like have a party of like a certain group of characters, but then you'll get into missions where you have to bring along certain classes because they're going to be strong against some of the enemy units in the mission. So you can't really you have to constantly kind of rotate characters in and out, and then some of them are lower leveled than others, and that I find very frustrating. The story so far, the story is not gripping me in any way. The level the missions just go on a little too long for my tastes. I don't know. It's just, God, I really want to like this series, and it's a shame. I can't get into it. I guess it's just not for me. But maybe if you guys have any like tips, but I don't know, because it's like the game's not exactly super difficult when you turn the permadeath off, but it's still. I don't know, it's still just, for whatever reason, the game just is very irritating to me. Like, I don't have fun playing it. It's so strange. And I used to think it was strategy RPGs, that they were the problem, that it was a genre that I just couldn't get into. But After playing Final Fantasy Tactics and Ogre Battle 64, I think it's a shame to say, I think it's just Fire Emblem. It's just not for me. So yeah, a bit of a bummer because this is now like the third game I've played this year that I've just haven't enjoyed whatsoever. So yeah, kind of a rough start to the year with games, but I figure, I'm still in the mood for a strategy RPG. I want to play a strategy RPG. So I'm gonna play Stella Glow on the 3DS. Maybe I'll be able. Hopefully, I'll be able to get into that one. Because yeah, but I'm starting to come to the realization that Tactics is probably going to be the best strategy RPG I play. Honestly, I think it's going to be hard for a strategy RPG to be as good as that. I know a lot of people do prefer like Fire Emblem Awakening and a lot of the other Fire Emblems, but I don't know. I don't know. I really wish I could get into this series, but yeah, I guess I'm not going to be picking up Fire Emblem Fates coming out this. Actually, it's coming out fairly soon, but yeah, basically, yeah. I guess the point of the video is: there any other series? Or do any of you guys struggle to really get into Fire Emblem or any other series for that matter? And I know I probably didn't do a good job at explaining why, and that's the frustrating part because I feel like I should like it, but it's just everything about it just rubs me the wrong way for some strange reason. But yeah, that's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.